Hey Bears fans, we're back with an exclusive video and the latest updates on our beloved Chicago Bears. Before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. That way, you'll always stay up to date with breaking news and exclusive content. Guys, this is huge. I mean, we're talking about one of the most shocking moves of this offseason so far. Rumors are swirling all over social media, insiders are dropping hints, and sources close to the situation are whispering that D'Andre Swift, yes, the same Swift that the Chicago Bears brought in with so much excitement, could be on his way out. That's right, folks, the star running back is reportedly leaving the Bears in what insiders are calling a surprise negotiation. Nobody saw this coming. Swift had just landed in Chicago, was expected to be a key part of this new-look offense, and now, bam. The possibility of him departing has left fans speechless and analysts scrambling to figure out what in the world is going on. But let's break it down piece by piece because there's a lot to unpack here, and it's not as simple as it seems. First off, let's talk about why Swift was brought to Chicago in the first place. The Bears made a statement this offseason, bringing in big names, building around their quarterback, and finally looking like a franchise ready to make some noise in the NFC North. D'Andre Swift was supposed to be one of the pillars of this new offensive identity, a dynamic, versatile back who could not only run between the tackles but also make plays in a passing game. He was coming off a strong year, looked healthy, motivated, and honestly, this was supposed to be his breakout season in Chicago colors. But now, with these reports suggesting that he could be leaving before even playing a down for the Bears, it's throwing the entire strategy of the front office into question. Why would they let him go now? What changed so suddenly? Some insiders are pointing to internal disagreements. Now, I'm not saying that Swift had a fallout with the coaching staff or anything like that, but sources have hinted at philosophical differences between the player and the team. What does that even mean? Well, from what's being whispered behind the scenes, it seems like there may have been some misalignment regarding Swift's role in the offense. Maybe he expected to be the feature back, getting 20-plus touches per game, while the coaching staff envisioned more of a committee approach. We all know how sensitive running backs can be about their usage, especially one like Swift who's entering his prime and probably wants to maximize his value before hitting free agency again. Could this role dispute have led to these shocking negotiations? It's very possible. But then there's the financial side of things, and this is where it gets elusive. Some reports suggest that money could be the root of the issue. Apparently, Swift's camp was pushing for an adjusted contract, not necessarily a massive extension, but some additional guarantees, some sort of financial commitment from the Bears to show that they're all in on him. And guess what? The Bears, from what we're hearing, might not have been willing to play ball. The front office has already spent big this offseason, and with other priorities like locking up their young quarterback long term, maybe they just couldn't justify tying up more cap space in the running back position. If that's true, it makes sense why both sides would be quietly exploring a potential exit strategy. And let's not forget, folks, the NFL is a business. As much as we, the fans, get attached to players and dream about what they can do for our favorite teams, these front office executives are constantly thinking about value, long-term planning, and cap management. If the Bears feel like they can get decent compensation for Swift now, before he plays it down and potentially risks injury, then maybe that's a smart move from their perspective. I'm not saying it's the right move, but it could make business sense. There are already whispers that multiple teams have called Chicago to express interest, and the negotiations reportedly are further along than most people think. This could go down any day now, guys. Stay ready. Another layer to this situation is the Bears' running back depth. When they signed Swift, it seemed like he'd be the clear RB1. But the Bears still have Khalil Herbert, who's shown flashes of being a very productive back when given the opportunity. They also drafted a young, promising running back recently. And let's be honest, rookie contracts are way cheaper than what Swift would want. Could the Bears be thinking, hey, we've got depth here. Why pay top dollar for a running back when we can roll with the guys we already have? It wouldn't be the first time a team made that kind of calculation, especially in today's NFL, where running backs just don't have the same market value they once did. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Chicago Bears. And don't be shy, drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Now, from Swift's perspective, you've got to imagine he's frustrated. He probably thought Chicago was going to be his new home, that he'd finally get the kind of workload and respect he's been chasing since his Detroit days. And now, to find out that he might be on the move again before even getting a chance. To prove himself in this offense? That's got to be disheartening. But on the flip side, maybe he's welcoming a change. Maybe he doesn't want to be part of a committee. Maybe he's hoping to land somewhere that will let him be the guy. No questions asked. Teams like the Ravens, Cowboys, or even the Dolphins have been floated as possible landing spots. All of them could use a back like Swift, and all of them could offer him the kind of role he desires. What's fascinating about this whole situation is how little anyone seems to know for sure. The Bears front office is playing this one very close. To the vest, no official statements, no denials, no confirmations, just silence. And you know what they say about silence in the NFL. It usually means something is happening behind the scenes. Meanwhile, Swift hasn't posted anything cryptic on social media. No eyes emojis, no stay tuned tweets, nothing. That's either a sign that he's keeping it professional or that he's just as in the dark as the rest of us. Either way, it's adding to the suspense and keeping the rumor mill spinning at full speed. If this move actually goes through, it could have ripple effects not just for the Bears, but across the entire league. Think about it. Swift is one of the more talented backs in the NFL. Still young, still explosive, still a game changer when healthy. If a contender swoops in and lands him, that could shift the balance of power in their favor. For the Bears, it would mean pivoting yet again in their offensive strategy, probably leaning even more on their passing game and hoping their other backs can fill the void. For Swift, it could be a fresh start in a better situation. But for now, all we can do is wait, speculate, and keep refreshing Twitter for that inevitable Schefter bomb. So, to wrap this up, what do I think? Honestly, where there's smoke, there's usually fire. These rumors don't just come out of nowhere, especially when multiple credible insiders are all hinting at the same thing. It feels like Swift's time in Chicago might be over before it even began. But as always in the NFL, things can change in an instant. A last-minute reconciliation? Possible. A surprise trade to an unexpected team? Also possible. One thing's for sure, this story isn't over yet, and it could end up being one of the biggest shockers of the offseason. Stay tuned, guys. This one's far from finished. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Chicago Bears, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.